Welcome to our channel. Today we are taking a look at Christopher John Cornell, who was an American singer and musician, best known as the lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist for the rock bands Soundgarden and Audioslave. He also had a solo career and contributed to soundtracks. Cornell was also the founder and frontman of Temple of the Dog, a one-off tribute band dedicated to his late friend Andrew Wood.
Like if you love Audioslave and Soundgarden. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is a great
I'm always ready for
interview. It's the best by far we found for him. Really good. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, it's Frankie DeVita with 95.5 KLOS, and I'm here with Chris Cornell at the Warner Theater in San Pedro on his solo tour now, promoting your new album, Higher Truth.
That's right. You got it right.
Okay, so what I want to know is Higher Truth has kind of a positive feel to it. Is there something spiritual behind that?
No, not really. And I'm quick to say no just because I think the idea of spiritual is sort of a strange one to me. Like it kind of suggests that you're considering something that might exist past sort of what we know as like the physical world, and I don't know. To some degree, I guess I take that for granted. And then most venues and most groups that use the term spiritual or spirituality, I can't stand any of them. So that's why I just quickly jumped to no. It has nothing to do with. There's no spiritual anything.
What is that higher truth?
To me, it's the kind of the simplicity of like that banana over there, which is pretty amazing.
Wow.
And that sounds like a stupid thing to say, but it's true. It's pretty amazing how it got here, and or just what always occurs to me is children and having children, watching them grow up, seeing them as babies, taking this almost kind of smug, sort of superior attitude that the adults take around children as though they're smarter, while
Okay, let's pause.
Observing at the same time all.
Wow.
Just
He's off to the
it's
races,
so
isn't he?
intuitive.
Yeah, it is.
And like we were talking about this the other day, like the sort of NI headspace, which we will probably make a video on eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But he's doing the same thing, I've noticed. I hadn't noticed that before. The way he's like stuttering, and I mean, we were talking about this the other day, like how we just like we enter this like headspace, and we're just like
where we you mean where we communicate? Yes.
Yes, and
With
I don't
each
know,
other.
it's almost like a dream-like experience where, like, I don't know, we'll check the video out for that one when we make it.
Right. Whenever we get around to it, yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's the
he's like I could have answered the same way. It's so strange to like see that like we're in the same place, because I have like I'm an intuitive thinking type as well, and like in some ways I do hate spirituality, but in others I take it for granted. Like you said, like yeah, obviously, like there's more to life than just like physical things.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes I just relate a lot to it. Like me and ENTP, we're like, I don't know, acid and alkaline. We're like the same but the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah, it's a shame because you've said it right away, but she's not getting what he's saying. You can tell she's.
Yeah, did you see the way she looked at the camera? Like, are you getting this? This is crazy.
I don't know. I almost think it's just over her head or something. Like she's already thinking. She has a piece of paper there with what she has to stick to, and that's what she's going to do. So a lot of this is just kind of lost on her. But
yeah, this is like I don't know. Like you can just tell that he's probably done like 5 of these in a row, and then this woman comes in and she's like got a bog standard questions that not particularly interesting, but he's found like a gem, like a diamond in the rough. And he's like, oh, and he's just gone with it. Yeah, let's continue. 3, 2, 1, go.
Of the areas where children are actually much smarter than adults, and the big smart adults not really seeing it. And it's that sort of simplicity. It's that banana that's in front of you. It's that they're living in the moment and seeing everything sort of that is right there. They're not complicating anything. They're not preoccupied with things that are completely unnecessary. Therefore, they're kind of there and open to see sort of the
pause it again.
Miracles of life.
He's so right. He's so right.
It's usually me with the ENTPs, like, oh, and now it's you.
He's so right, though. Like, adults are stupid. It's like the child has this state of, like, unlearnedness. And they just take things for what they really are. You know, like, the perception is so much more realistic, really, in many ways. And the adult is like, they've sort of been programmed into this societal sort of conformity where they don't question things. You know, like, you know, let's just say, you know, corrupt leaders. You know, that, you know, they would say, oh well, whoever you vote for, they do what they want, and they don't give you what you voted for, really. And it's like, head slap. Like, can't you see? I don't know how, like, a child would be like, well, what's the point then? But the adult was like, stupid child. You need to learn. Just go along.
So this is what's interesting. You're doing this thing again where you go off on one because you've been inspired. And this is kind of what ENTPs do to us, I think, because you and I are NI dominants, and of course ENTP, ENFP are NE dominants. And I think we all live in that intuitive space. And so I think we can really have long conversations with one another because we are in, yeah. And so I think when you listen to ENTPs, especially one that, yeah, he's definitely I mean, there's levels of interest. You and I have both found with both the NE dominants, ENFP and ENTP, there's levels of interest for us.
Right.
So he's definitely one that's very
interesting.
This
is highbrow.
This is for both of us.
Very intuitive and intelligent and
right. So immediately he says a few things, and now you're wanting to sit there and give your own commentary. It inspires you to do so. I can always tell in that way. I think that's just what they do.
Okay,
right.
We must hear more of the story.
We must hear about more bananas.
Tell us more, Chris. Go.
Like, when I was 5, my 5th birthday, actually, on my birthday, was the day that men first walked on the moon. And I remember thinking that sort of became part of normal life. Like, wow, this is the world, this is life, this is living. Stuff like that happens, and then a guy goes to the moon, and then cool stuff. That's sort of where we somehow take a left turn. That's where we somehow manage to focus an incredible amount of resources and energy on useless stuff that doesn't mean anything, like following celebrities that are celebrities for the sake of being celebrities, and buying magazines that they're in, and spending hours of the day thinking about who they are and what they're doing and what clothes.
Okay, people. Someone left a comment, and I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get into it, about someone giving an NE rant. This is an NE rant. This is what an NE rant looks like, for real. Like a dominant NE rant, if you want to call it that. I mean, he is literally just going anywhere. At least it's going from one thing to the next to the next. It's literally is like idea to idea to idea, and he's just connecting them all together.
It's kind of like a lightning bolt. It's like it comes down at a point, and then like, where's it going to strike?
Yes.
You just don't know.
Yeah, this interview is perfect. This shows dominant NE at its best.
Yeah.
Just going off on one. That is exactly what he's doing here. And I think
this is ENTP at its finest, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. And again, the reason that it's so fascinating to me is, like you said, lightning. You never know where lightning's going to strike. And with this kind of mind, you never know where it's going to go. And that's what holds the fascination, I think, for both of us, because we recognize it as intuition, but it's a little different than ours.
Yeah, I like with the lightning thing as well. It's, you know, like you don't know where it's going to strike, but then like it even like forks into different areas. Like he's gone from like one
Right?
thing to the next thing
Yes.
to the next thing. She's like, "Can I ask my next question?"
Yes.
It's almost like
Yeah.
it. I don't know. It's almost like it's like
She's not
a
going to be able to.
self-driving car. It just goes and then
Yes.
it forks off somewhere, and you don't know where it's going to go next. But like we inspire ourselves in this way. Both
Mhm.
both kinds of intuitive
Intuition.
dominance.
Yes. Yes. And you know, she's just like, she's not really listening to him. She feels like she has to stick to what she has to do. And so she's not going to be able to how's she going to cut this off?
I don't think she does.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know
it just
either.
goes on.
Oh, we have to keep listening. Come
Yeah,
on.
okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Clothes they're wearing and what songs they're listening to, and who gives a fuck. And by the same token, we're still sort of participating in a system that ecologically is slowly but surely destroying everything. And everyone can say that, everyone kind of knows that, even the naysayers sort of have to believe it at this point, but nothing's really changing. And that's all, you know, that's just kind of a strange thing to me. I see sort of the simple truth in a baby, in simple things, because they're taking them simply and they're finding like a universe in something that's very small, that's very simple, that we all take for granted. That's much more important than what some idiot is wearing on a red carpet. So I guess that's kind of it to me, and that isn't a spiritual thing. For example, if like you and me and this nice gentleman holding the camera, when we die, there's nothing left, no memories, we don't exist anymore, it's lights out. It doesn't make where we are and what we're seeing and what our experience is less important or less amazing. It's still just as incredible and just as miraculous. So the idea of spirituality, the idea of a disembodied spirit, the idea of something going on outside of this, it's nice to think about. It's great if it's there, but it doesn't have to be for us to give a shit about how miraculous the world around us is and what's going on right now.
So is that you?
Sorry, out of
Sorry,
time.
let's stop.
Well, no, I
Oh
love
my
it. I
goodness.
love
Stop.
This is why I love this kind of ENTP, because I think, and this is why like we get along so well, the ENTP and INFJ, we can, because they can just toss all this stuff out. And I think what we love about one another is the intuition and the TI, because I love to take all those ideas, they just throw them at me. And then I like to take one and then really just dive deep with it. And I think they kind of admire my ability to do that. And I just admire their ability to inspire me. And I think that they're not used to, and this is my experience with the NTPs, they're not used to having people listen to this crazy rant of ideas and like take one of their ideas and deeply think about it. And I think they're very honored when that happens. And they get very excited because they think people don't want to listen to that. And I come along and I'm very interested. And then that's when we can have these amazing conversations. So I
Yeah,
wish
in
I
some
was,
ways,
I
I
wish
think-
I was that woman there.
Yeah, so do I.
Having the joy of interviewing him. Oh, it's she's,
I could talk to this dude for hours.
yes.
I really could.
Yes. Now, quickly, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to interview you now.
Okay.
They say he's INTJ.
What?
Yeah. Now wait. I know, but at the same time, you're saying
Sorry,
that
it's always the same response to me, like, what? How?
I know, but then you're also saying, "Oh, I'm similar. Yet
Yes.
you're relating to him so
Yes.
much." So, okay, we can forgive this mistake.
I'll let it go this once. So what's my question?
Oh, Well, why? Why is he not you?
Why is he not me? Oh, this could be a video in itself. Are you sure you want me to go off on this?
No, I don't really want you to go off. I was thinking you have a quick answer. You think
No,
would
I
know
don't
better
have a
by
quick
now.
answer. He's not like me because I don't know, like because
Okay,
in what he's
let me
shown
ask,
here,
though.
he really could be me. To be
Well,
fair, like we do the same thing, but
not so much though. I don't know. Okay, so if you were to go off on one like he just did, I
it's
don't
like
think it would be.
the idea is what I'm referring to specifically. The ideas are the same. We're the same. Like ENTP inside is the same as INTJ inside, really. But how it looks, how they relate to people, and the way they feel, and that's completely different. You know, we're very, very different in that way. But content-wise, it's the same, really. That's my theory with all this.
You wouldn't be though hopping around so much like he just did. If you were to go off
No,
on
I
one.
feel like ENTP is kind of like an umbrella. It's got its like original idea, and then it's gone off into all these little ideas where they sort of stop a bit. You know, it's got huge scope, but maybe not the attention span to really explore all of those ideas in its entirety.
Right, which is why I think they appreciate the INFJ, because the TI in me can do that. Like I have the patience to take those individual ideas and really thoughtfully consider them. And that's why that works so well. But what I find so interesting about ENTP, he just did this. He just proved it. They start with the original thought, but then, like you said, they splinter off like the lightning, forked everywhere. And somehow they end up to bring it full circle and wrap it up in this nice, neat bow. And I'm always sitting there with my mouth open, like, how'd they just do this? How did they just do this? They went off on all these little tangents and then somehow managed to bring the whole thing full circle again. And I just am in admiration of it every time I witness it. And he just did that. This is a perfect example of that. I've witnessed it in several ENTPs, in writing as well.
You can go into like some shops and you buy sweets like candies or whatever, and you can just pick ones and you put them in a bag.
Yeah, and then you weigh it. Yeah, we have that.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. It's like ENTP way of thinking. It's kind of like a pick and mix. You know, that's got like a little bit of this, little idea there, but it never really goes like full on into its little ideas. It's the little ideas that make the big idea. INTJ, like, we do the same thing, but we're more focused on the big idea, I think, you know, and just going into one big idea and focusing on it rather than lots of little ideas per se. I don't know. It's similar. We're similar. Like,
well, it is intuition.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell.
Remember, each video is not a comprehensive analysis. If you want to know more about a specific psychological type, check out the playlists where we have unique takes for each person.
Here are some suggested playlists for you to watch or other relevant videos.